Hey folks, happy Saturday. Welcome back to the stream. Um, we are back with more Pauper action, but today we're gonna be playing something different. So usually I play Grixis Affinity on this channel with pretty good results. Today I wanna go the combo route. Um, this is a deck that's been on my mind for a while now to try out. It's very polarizing, 4 land Spy Walls combo. This is a list that I got from Sodek, who's I believe he's Polish, um, and he wrote a primer on this deck. Has multiple videos online of him playing it out, and yeah, I just want to take it for a spin. Been playing some practice games. I'm ready to get blown out by more experienced players on the other end of the table. But yeah, hopefully we can get some fun games. And the deck is really powerful. Specific things to notice: main deck Mesmeric Fiend, main deck Masked Vandal. I do like the protection, just so there's so much artifact graveyard hate running around in relics and spell bombs and all that I definitely want to have some sort of protection game one. And then the Fiend, even against burn, even against decks with direct removal, can come down. Sometimes you luck out and they just have creatures in hand, or maybe just the one removal spell. Especially the turn that you want to go off, it's just nice to have that kind of protection. And then 3 Lotus Petals. I I'm gonna start with I'm not an expert on with this deck, but I'm gonna start from the assumption that having that boost, especially in the first few turns, um, is going to be key. And then in the sideboard, really the only thing that I want to call out is Haunting Misery. I really want to try this alternative win con. I'm a little iffy on it just because you can't find it with the Winding Ways and Lead the Stampede, which is, for example, why you have Fume Spitter over, Disfigure and Fiend over Duress. Because, like, duress and disfigure, or non-creature removal, you can just mill in a pinch, whereas this, if you need it the last turn of the game before you die or something like that, you can still mill for these. But yeah, Haunting Misery, the reason why Haunting Misery is a good win con is because it goes above the instant speed graveyard hate, because you can spy, and before the opponent can do anything, you can just cast Haunting Misery. The double black can be an issue, but that's why we have the fifth, or the second swamp, the fifth land in the deck. I expect to take out a forest and bring in a swamp multiple times throughout this league. That's something that's like expected. And then I'm also curious about the Jack-o'-lantern, Flaring Pain against white prismatic strands type effects. And yeah, so there's going to be a lot of sideboarding experience, I think, or I hope that we'll get through today. But so without further ado, I think we can jump into a league. And today we're going to use play points. That is also why I decided to switch decks. Just like, let's get a freebie, and that way, even if we get if we can go 2-3, we still get 50 play points. I already have 50 left over, so like that gives us another league run that I would probably go back to Grixis Affinity in case it doesn't work out. But okay, enough yapping. Let's get to it. I played this deck, well, not this specific build, but Spy off stream a couple times. It did not go so well. I misplayed terribly at certain points where once I didn't notice the prismatic strands in my opponent's graveyard, and the other I milled myself with 2 creatures in play. So okay, we're playing against Ratchet. They're 3-0, so I expect a good deck, good player to start. So that's good for us. This is absolutely a mulligan. Okay, this is better. We have triple land grant and spy and giant in hand. Kind of a yucky hand, but we're gonna be able to cast anything that comes off the top. So, I mean, they're keeping 7. We're on the draw. No, we're on the play. Um, and we are gonna go down to 6. Okay, so we can bottom the giant and take it from there. Yep. So here we can peddle, land grant, and find the swamp. Gonna wish our opponent good luck and to have fun. Okay. White, so yeah, this is gonna be a mono white. So mono white matchup, there's a lot of life gain that they have. So we gotta be mindful of that. We might need to um double Dread Return. And of course they have Thraben Charm and all that fun stuff. We could really use a land cycler like Ent, because then we can bring it back with Dread Return, and that's like a different avenue of attack, right? Yep, another veteran. They're on the life gain plan. What else? One drop investigator. Yeah, inspector. Yeah, they're gonna be gaining life. I mean, so I think the plan B of casting Fairies might work against them. If they do go wide, that's an issue for sure. But we shall see. Okay, this Vine doesn't do anything besides block. They are tapped out though. Well, they are tapped out. We can't go off, of course. I gotta I gotta remember that I need 3 creatures in play. Um, yeah, let's Vine and get the last land out of the deck. At least that helps us build our creature count and stop some of this damage coming through. We might be getting sneaked. We might get a Leonardo pretty soon. A 1-drop like a Saruli Caretaker would be ace if they tap out here, or they tap down to less than 2 mana. Journey to Nowhere on my wall. Okay. I mean, I guess we could be facing worse things. I mean, the good thing is now we only have business in our deck, no more lands. So even 5-drop, yeah. So yeah, we could cycle this for nothing and then bring it back. Like this Dread Return is not doing much in our hand right now. Yeah. And then if they have another Journey to Nowhere, I mean, good for them. We could mill them, but then we are putting Prismatic Strands into their graveyard. I don't know how much I like that. Okay, let's do that. We're gonna whiff on this, and then we're gonna Dread Return this thing. Really need a Winding Way or a Lead the Stampede. Battle Screech. They gain a ton of life. Again, they're tapped out, so we got even Wall of Roots does not help us here. Wildling. They probably have the pump spell, right? Like so that will be 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24. So we are dead. We are dead. If they have that, if that's their last card. We can't do anything with this Wildling. We could mill them, but no, I wouldn't want to waste the spy. So yeah, no. I was thinking we could mill ourselves and then shuffle back the Wildling, but that doesn't do anything. Doesn't really help us. Okay, we gotta pass. Fortunately, I think that initial hand was not that good. Like it was just all mana. Yeah, they're attacking with everything, so I assume they have the pump spell. Yeah, yeah, sure. They win. Um, Fiend is fine. Vandal, just for Journey to Nowhere. I don't think that does enough. I don't think that does enough. I do like the Spitters though. I do like the Spitters, just to kill their life gain and that kind of thing. What else? Ah, I guess the Flaring Pain and the Jack-o'-lantern, right? For the strands. So what do we take out? Maybe a Vine. Vine is probably the weakest card in this deck. Like it is a land search, but it's just a dumb 0/2. And I think we can do better. And then I'll swap forest for a swamp. Yeah. I guess Fairy could be good as well for end of turn exile their strands. Maybe like one. Let's put in both, and then we can remove. Kind of, kind of split because like all of these creatures for the early start, they're really important. Like if I have to cut anything, it'd probably be the Vine. I'm also worried that like the Vine does fetch swamps out of our deck as opposed to like an Ent, but having the Ent in the graveyard early on is pretty good. Maybe we don't care about the Spitter. Yeah, because like yeah, it kills their 1/1s, but beyond that, it doesn't really do much. Like it's only to prevent the life gain, I suppose. But everything, if they just go, Inspector into the sneak, Leonardo into more creatures, like this doesn't really do anything. Okay, still have this Dread Return sticking to my hands, but that's okay. So we have forest into swamp, into roots, into more stuff afterwards. Yes, we will keep. We will get a swamp. Again, because we have more ways to get forests out of our deck with land grant and okay, so we go wall into caretaker. That's good. Helps us stop some of this nonsense that they're on. Skyfisher, sure. So next turn we wall of roots into Winding Way and hope to find some cyclers. Wildling is good. So we Wall of Roots. We fetch the land first. Yeah. Because we want more hits with the Winding Way. And we take the swamp. We're good with green mana right now. And then we Winding Way for creatures. Okay. So we do have the last cycler. Next turn we could Dread Return it. They don't know what's in our hand. So if they, yeah. If they tap out, they're dead. Excellent. For not for not going off when they're tapped out, like what are we doing, right? So we can cycle end of turn actually. Yeah, let's do that. Let's cycle end of turn. We get the last land out of our deck. And then we spy. We can also double. Where's the Lotleth Giant? Yeah. Thinking we can double. Can we double Dread Return? Maybe not. Yeah. You have the Fairy? Okay, no. Good. Alright. Alright. Nice and easy. Nice and easy. I'm gonna have to rewatch the last sequence. I have a feeling we could have. I don't know if we could have double Dread Return somehow. Of course, the second one was in our hand, right? So just to make things easier. On the draw. On the draw. Flaring Pain is an instant, right? Yeah. I don't know how much I'm feeling this Fairies. Like, we have the Flaring Pain. I guess there is an argument for if they have double Prismatic Strands. But like, if they have double Prismatic Strands in the yard, I feel like we are on the fatty plan. Vandal, yes, fine. I think this is okay. Oh, maybe like one more Fiend as opposed to like on the draw, maybe as opposed to a Caretaker. I think I'd rather control their hand. Let's see. No, we are gonna mulligan this. Okay, I think this is better. This is better. So what does this hand do? We land grant into cycler. We go 2/4 we go Caretaker Ranger, and then what? Whatever comes off the top. We have the Spy, so we're on the find lands plan. Yeah, we'll keep. Maybe the second Caretaker. Does this develop our mana? Because we go land cycler, we go yeah, like we have the Caretaker and the Ranger the second. I guess with the maybe the Fairy. Are they gonna have enough time to? Because they could connive. Yeah, maybe the Fairy. I mean, it is protection. But if we're fast enough, then even just the Flaring Pain is gonna be enough. Okay, let's try it this way. Yep. Full of Roots is good. So we go forest into Ent. Gotta remember, we don't have any more forests in our deck. Then next turn we can go Wall of Roots, Caretaker. Yeah. I'm not worried until they get to like 30 life. We can easily deal 30 damage with this deck. Yep, another Inspector. Alrighty. Does that change our plan? Because I kind of wanna have double black next turn for the Ent. So I think we go Caretaker, Caretaker. Because otherwise we're not. Yeah, we're gonna need another cycle. I guess we could Wall of Roots we could Wall of Roots Caretaker, and then next turn we have Ranger and Caretaker, so we can, yeah, I like that better. So we go Roots into Caretaker, which also like stonewalls them. And then next turn we can go Ranger, Caretaker, and we can use this twice, and we also get a land back for mana. So they're telegraphing the pump spell. I guess even if with a pump spell, or maybe a Thraben Charm they would have used anyway. So we can block with the roots, even if they have the pump spell. So yeah, so we're gonna do that. Would that mess with our plan? Well, no, because this comes back. Yeah, I think that does. Even if they kill the Wall of Roots, that doesn't mess with our plan. They can pump if you want. Yeah. Okay. Sure. Yep. Another Inspector. Now we can go pretty wide. Another Spy. Get this Ant back. So we could just Spy for the love of the game next turn. Just to see what we mill. A land cycler here would be amazing. Oh yeah, okay. So if we mill another Spy, we can win. We do mill a bunch. The second Dread Return is in here. Is there a giant? Because we can deal 24 exactly. Yeah. Well, no, actually. So we can Dread Return another Spy. Yeah. We can Dread Return the other Spy because that's all the lands. Yep. We mill our entire deck, and then we dread return the giant. Nice. Yeah, 1-0. Sweet deal. Mono white for me is quite scary, to be honest with you, because they have the charm, they have strands, right? All instant speed. So being able to win this one, especially to start, it's a good sign. Nice. Let's move on. Move on to the next. Kraka 11. Okay. Good luck and fun. If they're on the map. Pauper, Mono Blue Terror, Pauper, Mono Blue Terror, Mono Blue Terror. Yeah, so we can assume they're on Terror, which this hand is actually pretty good against Terror. Well, it's good. So it's a good hand, right? Against Terror, we have the Fatty. I don't know if we want to cycle it. Yeah, we're gonna go Elves, turn 1, then Battlements, and then maybe we can cast some big creatures. Sure, we're on to draw as well. Yep, as expected. So they might force spike this elf. Do we care? Would they? Will they? Shall they? Yeah, whatever. They want to force spike this, be my guest. I don't think that's a problem. Another Ent. So we can Quirion Ranger. Yeah, let's Quirion Ranger. They want to counter this. They are also welcome to do so. We don't mind that much, and then we cycle the Ent for a land. Okay, that's good. So we are going to tap this, untap, grab the forest back, and then we will cast Wall of we could cast the Vine, yeah. Yes, we will grab the Swamp, play the Swamp. No, we already played. We can attack. Yeah, we have a land drop for next turn, and these Ents, they have value as like baddies as well as actual creatures. And we have this Spy at any time to, yep, to pop off. Like theoretically we have all lands out of the deck. So our decision now is do we use these for land fishing, or do we use them as creatures? Yeah, land terror. Okay. So we untap. We can develop our mana here. So we can go Wall of Roots into Battlement. Pass. And now we can start casting Ents every turn. We also have this Winding Way. 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 3, 6, 9. We had, yeah, sure, sure. Um, are we winning? Well, I guess they could have a Spell Pierce for the Dread return. We're at 13. They could have Sleep of the Dead as well. Yeah, I think it's time to cast some fatties here. We could Winding Way, or well, we can keep this token with this food token as well. It's 3. I guess we can Winding Way. Dread Return in the bin. And then we can go Wall of Roots. And then we Roost Seek for a forest. Yep. Mystic is gone. 3 cards in hand. I assume at least one of them is a counterspell. Demon Inferior. Second from the top or the bottom. I can put it on the bottom, I think. Yeah, I don't mind. So they're hitting for a bunch. I'm thinking this elf can get in the way. Because like the life, I mean the life doesn't really matter at this point. Because we're dead next turn anyway. Okay. That's good to know. Because you're dead. Nice. Sweet game. I feel like people are really not respecting this deck sometimes. I mean, it can be tough, right? Definitely putting in the extra swamp. Haunting Misery here, I don't think it really does anything extra for us. Do like the Fairy for like Sleep of the Dead if the game goes long, which it probably will. And I think we can cut like 1 Caretaker. Well, yeah, 1 Caretaker, 1 Vine, put in 2 Faerie Macabres to keep them off terror, a fast terror, because that can mess with us. Also, we gotta remember we have 5 lands in the deck now. Yeah, this is fine. We can go Caretaker turn 1. So we're gonna play this forest for sure. Then I guess we land Grant and then play the Elves. Because that's just like straight up mana, right? Maybe they brainstorm in response. Flip the Delver. I mean, a flip Delver. Okay, okay. They did not flip the Delver, so that must have been a land. Yep. Oh, we take 1. Okay. We have better things to do with this elf. Giant, not the best. We could try to Winding Way. We could try to Winding No, but we are gonna go Wall of Roots into Caretaker. And that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana. Think we're on the Casting Ent plan here. Counterspell. Okay, that's good to know. 3 instants, so they're one short. I guess if they mill one over, they can. Okay, so they can cast Terror or a Serpent here. They cast a Serpent. There's an argument for cycling this Ent. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 because we really need another land. Yeah, I mean, sure. Quirion Ranger will be good. Yeah, we take it. I can't do much about that. I'm thinking here. Another Ent is good. So we can get a Blast Forest. Yep. I'm thinking here we Winding Way while they're tapped out. Yeah, so we can cast this Caretaker, and then we can Winding Way again. We can Winding Way again. And this Wall of Roots might not be long for. Actually, we could put a Caretaker in front of the Serpent, go to 12. Yeah, I like that better. Because this represents 2 mana, I don't think I want to throw it away. Wow, okay. Triple Spy. Yep. We will block the Serpent. Terror. We know they have a counter spell in hand. Can assume this island is gone. We're just gonna stonewall them, and then we can start casting these spies. Right, like 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah. And then we can untap. Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4. I declare a Balustrade Spy. Yep. Cool. Okay. That worked perfectly. And now we can untap this, get this back. Play another Quirion Ranger. Counterspell is gone. Thinking if I want to untap some creatures here. They haven't played a land yet. So if we let one of these guys through, we're dead next turn to the Delver. So we got a double block. I'm thinking we might need to put one of these Rangers in front. Ranger and this elf. Yeah. Well, I guess we don't have to do anything special yet. Also, this lets us block the Delver. Okay, not much to write home about. We could take one hit from one of these. Like if they sleep of the well, if they sleep of the dead, we still have the Ranger. And as always, if at any point they tap out, I'm happy about that. Okay, so we block. We definitely block here. Yeah, I messed up. I should have untapped one of my creatures here. Murmuring Mystic. Can I assume they have a counter spell? You can't do both, right? Yeah, I messed up with the Ranger. I should have untapped something else. It's 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9. So we're one short. We're one short from doing everything. I mean, we might as well go for it, right? We're not quite dead because we can still block. But yeah, I think we're gonna go for it. Nice. Didn't even want to see. They didn't know I had a fifth land. Nice. Okay, 2-0. Always good to have a strong start like this. I like it. I'm really digging this deck. Like conceptually, it's so cool to me. Um, and I like that there's that plan B, which we have not really employed um, just yet. But I guess stonewalling terror was a good idea. And again, like this is another deck that is super deep in terms of sequencing and interactions. This is working out a lot better than last time that I was playing this. I would expect, Saturday morning to have a huge like Pauper expert crowd, but people are not respecting this deck apparently. I mean, so there's an argument where like, okay, if you know that if I go off and I win anyway, um, then you just gotta tap out. But still, like, if I were in that situation, I would still stay open and bluff the disruption, right? This hand, yeah, I think it's okay. We have Saruli turn 1. Then definitely want to play Battlement after that. Because then we go Saruli and then we have 3 mana. We can even hardcast this Ent if it comes to it. But yes, we will keep. We Saruli and we land grant immediately. I one of the things that the primer talks about is you want to land grant as soon as possible because then as your hand evolves, you're hiding that information. Like if you're gonna show Affinity, if you're gonna show your hand, you might as well do it early on. This giant man. You might as well do it early on because then like your hand is gonna evolve and your opponent is not gonna have that information. So we're gonna make a metric ton of mana here by turn 3. which I don't mind against Affinity. We're protected against the rat. Like we can discard this giant all day, every day, and if they spin their wheels, and we rip a spy, we can win on the spot. Let's see that rat. Give me that rat. Oh yes, called it. Called it. So we can get all of our lands out of our deck. So if we draw a spy here, we win on the spot. Second giant. So we're gonna need to hardcast this. Or I guess if they have another rat, we can discard it one more time and then we can mill our entire deck. So we will get a swamp here and we will cast this Ent turn 3. Not bad. 4, 5, 6. Next turn we could cast the giant. This is gonna be really hard for them to deal with. I guess if they have the cam, they can tap it down, but that's only temporary. Again, we are protected against the rat. Thoughtcast, sure. You can start hitting with this Ent. Gain some life with the token. They could have a toxin. I mean, like, they have a full grip, so they're not doing much. Another vine. So if they have the toxin, so I'm also thinking we could chill. Like, what does chilling do for us? They can play more creatures. They can play. Well, they could have a shaman. Yeah, shaman could be bad news for us. Shaman could be bad news for us, but if we attack here with the Ent and they have a toxin, they're probably gonna trade, and that means we're not gonna. Well, if they have the toxin and the shaman already, they're not gonna block. They're just gonna go shaman toxin next turn. I guess we still have one land in the deck, which I guess we can hold on to. So yeah, so let's attack. That also gives us information because if they block and toxin, that they definitely don't have a shaman in hand. Yeah, I think we're gonna see a board wipe next turn. That's okay. We can restart to some extent. Let's see it. Thoughtcast. Like they have 9 cards in hand. They haven't played any Wellsprings, any like engine stuff. Maybe they have like okay galvanic blasts. They would kill the battlements for sure. Okay. I do like that. Maybe another rat. I mean like we have this giant on call. I have a feeling they do have the shaman, but not the toxin. Okay, enforcer. Enforcer is fine. They still cannot double block this Ent favorably. We're also gonna gain 2 here, end of turn. Just for the love of the game. Do I want? We could hardcast this land grant. That's another thing that the primer talks about. Is like if you got no reason to reveal your hand, you might as well. Okay, they go to 10, which is pretty decent. Debating whether I should land grant. I mean, does it make a difference? I guess Divine gives us more mana. I'm more worried about like if I play this and they wipe the board, we got nothing, right? So yeah, so let's land grant without revealing our hand. Also, because we're sneaky like that. Like I don't think we actually have much to hide, but right, it's whatever. I really don't know what's in their hand because I mean, okay, maybe they have a Reckoner's Bargain. I'm thinking like, okay, this Vine, sure, it lets us, well, not start over necessarily, but like it's something that we can put on the board. It doesn't really advance our game plan though. But at this point, we have so much mana already. But I guess like if it's worth nothing to play, like if it makes no difference to play it or keep it in hand, then I would probably keep it in hand just to hide the information. And then if they rat us, we discard the giant. Okay, what is this? Artificer. So this is a card that I've been thinking about lately for Affinity. I'm not sure why it fell out of favor. Like I guess the Utrom is cheaper. But like 3/3 flying indestructible lands. I guess if we find a if we find a Vandal, it would be a blowout. I also realize it costs 3, right? And like we don't have, Affinity doesn't really have anything that you want to pay 3 mana for. Maybe like a Thought Cast. Whoa, they're attacking with everything. Okay. So this is 3/5/9. We would go to 14. I mean, like we can block the Enforcer. That doesn't really cost us much. Yeah, we go to 18, and then we have that gives us an extra turn. Well, no, because we're still taking 9 and 9, 18. Right? Like if we take 9, we go to 14 and then 5. It doesn't really change our math. They're not playing anything else this turn. I guess 9 is better than 5 just for the Galvanic Blast factor. I'd rather exile this for a Vandal than the Giant. We are almost in a territory where if we can hard cast this Giant with enough creatures, we could kill them. I'm also thinking we need to keep this back. Again, like if they're setting up for a Shaman, yeah, I don't know why I would want to. No, no, no. Let's take them down. They want to block with the Artificer. That's fine. Yeah. We still have a lot of live draws. I'm gonna play this Elf. We do need to find some business quick though, or we're gonna be so far back. Again, I don't know. I don't know if playing that Elf was the play, but it's a body. We can chump the Enforcer. It ups our creature count in the yard, and then okay. I would assume that they have follow-up creatures. They're not gonna let me just swing for 5, surely. Maybe another Artificer. No, they would have played that before combat. Maybe another Enforcer or Rat is fine. Also, I realized the other argument for holding onto this Vine is for multiple rats. I'd rather discard than let them draw. I mean, like they have a full grip. I don't know. I don't know what's in their hand. Maybe they're like holding back. Munitions. Okay. Munitions. I don't mind. Oh, finally. Okay. So we win. 4 lands. Ah, we gotta cast the giant. Forgot about that. No, no, no. We can dread the turn 1. Yeah. Okay. Guess I could have tapped my creatures. Nice. Okay. Vandal for sure. I feel like that's really the only thing. I mean, the fiends. I guess the fiends are good too. Like they only have they have munitions and blast. They have munitions and blast. They also have the spell bomb. Debating whether I want a couple haunting miseries. I was reading the primer. It says like, of course, a 4 of like you don't want to draw all of them, right? But maybe a couple if the game goes long. could work. I'm also debating these fiends. Yeah, they might be good, but their disruption is the spell bomb, right? So maybe let's take 2 of these and let's remove a vine. And then we will put in the second swamp. This hand does nothing, so we mulligan. Yeah, this hand does nothing, so we will mulligan. This hand is better. We have the Vandal, we have the Cycler. Okay, I like this. They want to bottom the Misery just as soon as I said, because we have the removal for the spell bomb. Ranger doesn't do much without the Elf. So I think yeah, we can bottom the Ranger. There's also an argument for us to be aggressive and get their artifact lands. Really depends. Like if they play a spell bomb here, we're definitely okay. No rat. Wellspring is fine. So now we go wall into Elves. Wall into Elf. Does this petal change anything for us? No. No. We wall of roots into Elf. There was an argument to exile this land, I suppose. Yeah, maybe that was the play. Play the wall of roots and then petal, vandal the land, because that opens them up to shaman. Even though, like, to remove this, they need the toxin. Yeah. Fanatical offering. Okay. I can handle that. We have the 3 mana for the misery. Blast the wall. Yep. So now, yeah. Okay. I don't think I want to show them the pedal. Yeah, we are gonna. I have a feeling I'm gonna regret this after they play. After I play this, but keeps their artifact count low. Keeps them off of red for the shaman. So now they cannot thoughtcast. Well, they can't thoughtcast now, I suppose. Yep. But they're not doing much. We can hit if we're not developing anything further. Cycler would be great. Wow. I'm calling these. So this is 4 mana, still 5. We could. I think we're better off cycling this. Well, we're not in a rush. So I was thinking we could spy and if we flip over enough stuff, we could win. I also realized like if we build a big enough board and they wipe that, we can go Lotus Petal, Haunting Misery, and just kill them. Now, if they rat, the question is, what do we discard? Probably the Petal. Or well, I guess the Misery. The Misery is probably the least exciting card here. Land. They have a full grip, so they gotta have something, right? Extract a confession. So any creature. I will sacrifice this Vandal. Another confession. You have another confession to make. Weird card to side in against me. I think I want the second black. Well, if we rip a battlement, it's 1 more mana. Also, this blocks. What does it block? Nothing. And if the game goes long, I'd rather have the elf because it's a guaranteed source of mana. Sure. We're gonna draw the troll now. No. Let's not go. We're gonna draw Cycler, and we're gonna win. Well, no, we're not gonna win because we're missing a land. But second Haunting Misery, of course. Not sure what they are doing over there. So they're buying time, which means what? Like they have 3, 4, 7. They can cast pretty much anything. So are they just worried about me not doing my thing? Thoughtcast, sure. They're worried about me not doing my thing. I mean, that's okay, I suppose. Like no Wellsprings, no. Maybe they have blasts. They want to like mess with my creature count. I guess that's fair, but like we have ways around that. Yeah, figured. I mean, like if this is all they're doing, we still have ways to reload, like Stampede, yeah, Battlement. Not like you already wasted 2 blasts. Like I think a deck like Affinity needs to win before. I mean, I guess now they're at a good point where they can start developing their board. But if all you're doing is slowing me down, at some point, I feel like I'm gonna take over the game. I guess they have like really mana efficient threats. Yeah, like Enforcer, maybe another. Like you haven't been playing anything, so you gotta be holding onto something worthwhile, right? Yeah, Explore, sure. Hold to Whispers. Like they have a full grip, they have full affinity count. You're not developing anything. Do you have like counters for my stuff? Another blast? Like what is this? Shaman. Okay. Toxin? No. Maybe okay, maybe instant speed. Yeah, could be. Finally, lead the stampede. Let's go. So we can go Quirion Ranger. Can untap this forest, play the caretaker. Two. I mean, if at some point they want to wipe the board, they're more than welcome. 7. We can cycle this for the last land. Yep. Reckoner's Bargain. Oh, I gotta be mindful of that as well. For the like life loss. Sure. It's 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Spell Bomb, of course. If they do anything fancy like tapping out, we can win. Okay. Wiping the board, right? Okay. Sure. What does that do for us? So we can cycle this. No forest. Oh, we have the swamp. Yeah, that was a punt. Sure. Hits me for 5. Sure, sure, sure. 8 creatures in our... Uh-huh. We can get the Swamp. Need some business here. Winding Way, Lead the Stampede. How many? How many do we have? One lead. Petal. We are one short. If we find another petal, we can win through a spell bomb. So that's an out that we have next turn. We also, well, no, we don't have a 1-mana creature. I guess Quirion Dryad. Oh, we're probably getting blasted here. Upkeep Blast? No. Dread Return. What does that do? Well, forces them to crack the spell bomb. Forces them to crack the spell bomb, and then we're dead. Because we got nothing to cast. Target player Planeswalker, yeah, it's 9. Is there anything we can do? So we could... No, we can't Dread Return. Because I was thinking get back Quirion Ranger that gives us 1 more mana by returning the land. But we cannot Spy and Dread Return and do all of that. So yeah, so we're dead. I don't want to show them the misery anyway. Yeah, unlucky. I mean, we drew poorly here. We drew Petals, Misery, and Little Elves, and a Giant, which is like stuck to my hand apparently. Also, we whiffed on that Ent. Unfortunately, I forgot about that. So what else? Maybe Vine on the play. Maybe Fiend. No, Fiend doesn't do much. Spitter. Spitter is cute in response to Toxin. But like that is that what I'm trying to do with this deck? I don't think so. I still like the 2 of Misery. We just were unlucky. I guess we could have mulliganed or bottomed it. Yeah, because we went down to 6 and we didn't bottom the Misery. So maybe that was the play. I don't know. I feel like this matchup is pretty decent. Okay. So we don't have a turn 1 dork, but we do have a fetcher. Yeah, this is a fine hand. Barring turn 1 spell bomb. But even with that, I think there's ways that we can play around it. Yeah. And now also if we rip a Vandal off the top, we're just gonna send them back to the Stone Age. Misery. Misery loves company. I think so. We only have 1 land left in the deck, so there's another. No, but let's develop our mana first. There's only 1 land left in the deck, so we could. I mean, we'll see, because they could rat us. If they rat us, what are we discarding? The Misery. I think the jig is up with the Misery now. See, we have a viewer. Hi there. Thanks for hanging out. Swamp, basic swamp. Okay, Wellspring. Wellspring is good. If we drew the no, keep forgetting. I was gonna say if we draw the forest, we can go off, but no, we need we need 3 creatures in play. So we're definitely gonna play this elf unless we rip something better. Petal. Petal makes us win this turn. Wow. Hey Schmeckles, thanks for the follow. We are here comboing people out, and that's exactly what we're gonna do because we can pedal. We're just not gonna play around Faerie Macabre. Ah, wait, we're missing a land. We are missing a land. I mean, like we could risk it. No, let's Winding Way. Let's Winding Way. Let's be cool. Let's be cool. Like, yeah, combo off. That's great, but let's chill. Okay. Lots of green. Like we have very little green mana, which is not good. But they don't have the red for the shaman. So like I think we're in a good place. Next turn we can do things. We can do things. Even if they rat us or whatever or thoughtcast into insanity. Spell bomb could suck, but uh so we would wait one turn, I guess. We could wait one turn. Yeah, sure. Wipe the board. We have ways to rebuild. I'm not concerned about that. We can Sagu into. Oh, I guess they're waiting, huh? Okay. Well, I'm not too concerned about that actually, because if they wait, this is 5. No, we're still missing. We're still missing some mana. It's a 7 mana play. My assumption is. Oh, ho, 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 okay. Okay. So we're definitely not vandaling the Wellspring, right? Okay. What should we do? Like if they wipe the board, I wanna hold on to some stuff here. Okay, let's get the land out first. I'm split on whether I should play the Wall of Roots first, then fetch the land, and then we have 4 mana. 4 mana, which only lets us cast one thing. I think we're gonna exile this blue land, this bridge. Yeah, we have the Ent in the graveyard. Okay, let's get the land out first. And that way, well, I guess they could sack it in response. That's fine. And then, yeah, I mean, like if they have the toxin, good for them. And we can still like spy and do things. Well, they don't even sack this thing in response, so they gotta have the board wipe, which is fine because we can fine into battlements next turn if they do that. And if not, we have plenty to do. 3 artifacts, so they can't cast Enforcer. Thoughtcast is great. I have a feeling they have the toxin in hand, but then why wouldn't they wipe last turn? I guess they could have a rat, but rat we discard this vine. We don't care. Suppose they're fishing for a. So is the giant the primary win? Yeah. So you have you mill your deck, your entire deck. So the combo, yeah, you can do both combo win and just like big mana, mid range. Well, mid range not really, just like big creature strategy. But you have 4 lands, so you get the 4 lands out of the deck. You play Balustrade Spy, you mill your entire deck, and then you have 2 Dread Returns for the Lotleth Giant. That is like the main game 1 plan. But you also have all of these mana creatures, so you can start casting your Ents and the Land Cyclers and the Sagu Wildlings if they have Graveyard Hate, right? Like you have both avenues of attack. And then in the sideboard we have this Haunting Misery, which let me see, yeah. So it kind of does the same thing as the giant, but it gets around spell bombs because you can do it before they can activate their spell bomb. Like you can spy and immediately cast this, so their spell bomb does nothing. Like they cannot interact with it between you milling your deck and you casting this thing. And I'm trying to get it. I'm trying it out. I've never won with this spell, but we're definitely in a position where we can win with it. And I at this point, like I don't know what the opponent can do that messes with us because, well, I guess they could if they have the toxin right now. Yeah. So the issue with Misery is like you don't want to draw it in multiples. You don't. You cannot find it with like Winding Way and all of those other spells, like the Lead the Stampede, right? Like this deck is so creature heavy that you kind of want effects on creatures because that lets you find it, right? Like so, like Masked Vandal for artifact hate, you have Fume Spitter for creature removal, right? Like if you have Mesmeric Fiend for discard, like if you have Duress or Disfigure or Ancient Grudge or whatever, right? Like you cannot find them with the Lead the Stampede or Winding Way. So it's kind of like a weird oblique strategy. But okay, here we win. Unless they have, well, no, even Faerie Macabre in this case um, wins us the game. I guess in the upkeep they could have done that, but we, yeah, we're gonna win with Misery. We are gonna spy. They are definitely gonna wipe the board at some point, and we can tap this mana. So we're gonna turn off auto yields because I don't want them. Yep, no response. This is gonna be sweet. Just trying to make sure that I don't like mess up. Oh, this is gonna be so sweet. This is gonna be so sweet. Really turn off auto yields. Don't want to get motoed here. It's game 3. What do you got, buddy? They are lagging. Well, we are lagging. I don't know who's lagging. Somebody's lagging. Yep. So we are gonna get all of this mana. So they gain 5. That's okay. We don't mind. Because we are definitely gonna deal them more damage than that. $33. Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is so sweet, man. We are gonna add 2 more just in case they have well, actually we're gonna do all of it. Just in case they have Faerie Macabre. And also we're gonna die next turn anyway, so yep, 33. GG's. Yes, we did it. Nice. No, yeah, no force of will in Pauper. No. That would be insane. Not even Daze. Daze is banned in this format. There are no free counters. There are like alternative cost spells. Things like things that we need to be mindful of are prismatic strands for sure. Faerie Macabre because that just um, is discarded from the hand. It's not a spell, right? But so yeah, so like if they tap out, you can usually go off without too much of a care, which is such a relief for a combo player. And a lot of like the first 2 matches, people were just not respecting it. I was saying against a deck like this, like if I'm against mono white or you know mono blue, which we actually played in the first 2 matches, I would never, I never want to, or I always want to see my opponent tapped out because then that means that I can do whatever I want, especially when I'm like on the border of going off. So if I were playing against this deck, I always keep my mana open, fast effects open some way because that gives me pause, right? Like I have to figure out how to get around potential disruption. This hand is pretty decent. We're gonna cycle end of turn 1. Also, Dinosaur Chan, I've definitely played against them before, but I don't remember what they played. Let me check. Dinosaur Chan. Dimir Fairies. Okay, this could be a good matchup for us. But yeah, we are gonna keep. We might be going the fatty route here. lot more fringe. Yeah, I mean, so Pauper is such a deep format that people are always coming up with brews and alternative ways to attack the format. Also, there's people who have been playing it for like years and years and years, so we might get ninja'd here. No? Okay. Yes? Yes. Oh, the hacker? Sure. So this Vandal is not going to do much. Yep, Fairy Miscreant, sure. End of turn, we cycle this. Play this land. What do we want to do? Like, this black mana's not doing much for us. So I mean, Winding Way now seems like a waste because we're going to go to discard. And then next turn... Yeah, I want the Caretaker lets us block the hacker and develop our mana. We already made our land drop for the turn, so... Next turn we can cycle a Wildling, play the Ranger, maybe lead the Stampede. Yeah, sure. You can draw. The attack, okay. We getting ninja'd again? No, okay. I feel like that's the issue with the Fairies deck. Like as soon as you can stonewall them a little bit. Okay. I'm actually thinking we might be on the plan of casting one of these. Yeah, let's use this mana for a forest. We play the Ranger. Then I guess we can play the Vandal. So we could, I guess we could, I really don't want to get my Winding Way countered. Then if they counter here, we can fetch the last land. Because then we get full value with these draw spells. Yeah. And this lets them only attack for one. And then this Sagu Wildling we can cast at some point. I hope. They might counter this. I would be surprised because like why are you countering a 1-mana fetch land type spell? Yep. Sure. Sure. All the intruders. You're intruding. You're intruding. Mm-hmm. Yep, we're gonna block the guy here. I have a feeling they both have a ninja and a counter spell in hand. Because like they didn't ninja because that leaves them open or vulnerable, let's say. Dread Return. Yeah, we could Dread Return we could try to Dread Return this Ent here and have it countered. I don't mind that. We can still untap the Caretaker. Yeah. I guess that leaves us open to Spell Pierce. Let's maybe Winding Way. Winding Way either gets countered or blanks their counter spell. Yep. And now we can do something that's much I guess so here we could get Spell Pierced. Maybe we let's play the Vandal for no value. Oh, we can exile that thing. Oh, we found a new interaction. I hadn't considered that. Nice. We are learning. That was sick. Thank you, Moto. Yeah. And also, like, look at this. Now they're just hitting me for one every turn. Like, that's something we can definitely deal with. Yep. Ninja. Sure. They're gonna draw. But now like this ninja is completely blanked. Completely blanked. Because like you're not gonna attack through this thing. Ent. We can play this Ent and have it countered. So here the strategy is like we need to have them run out of gas so that we can lead the Stampede. Yeah, let's do that. So 4, 5, and 6. And if they want to counter this, we are good. Awesome. This is going to be really hard for them to deal with. I don't think they have any like Demon Furier, Boomerang type shenanigans. Or maybe they do, but it's okay. We got a food token, which is like, I don't know, 2-3 turns of their attacks dealt with. Snap, sure. I mean, I don't mind. We can crack this food token at the end of turn, and this ninja's not connecting anytime soon. Yep. I guess they have another ninja. Oh, they have well, it doesn't matter. Even if they have the okay, sure. I was thinking even if they have the creature that shrinks, we don't care. I forgot to crack the token, the food token. Unfortunately. Okay, let's pull a roots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. Let's remember to sure to crack the food token end of turn. Yep. So we block the ninja and the ninja. More ninjas? Sure. Take 4, go to 5. We go back up to 8. What else you got? Gonna run out of business at some point, so end step. We go to 8. Dread Return. Second Dread Return. So these are the 2 Dread Returns in our deck. Okay. Let's do this again. You got another snap, buddy? What's the deal? Guess we could... No, we can't. We can't Dread Return this turn. Yep. Fine. Another snap? All the snaps in the world? No. Okay, finally. Fairy Seer. Let's see what they scry. 1 top, 1 bottom. So we gotta deny them the draw. Question is, they attack with all their card drawings. Like we can decide what to kill, which is definitely the ninja, because that's we're gonna block the ninja with the ant because that kills it even with one of these guys with the intruders because they have one in hand. Yeah. Harrier Strix. Sure. So they tap the ant. Okay. I'm still. So that's 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's lethal. So we are gonna block the ninja and the intruder, and we go to 3. Then they can loot twice. Yeah. I think we're gonna lose this Wall of Roots though. That's fine, I suppose. We can tap it with the Caretaker. Yeah, okay. Yep. So there's an argument. No, I think I want them to loot rather than just straight up draw. Yeah. So we are gonna block here, block here. We take 5, go to 3, and then we are gonna kill this Wall of Roots to rack a food and go to 6. Really need Mesmeric Fiends. By the way, they found 3 hackers. 2 of 1 minds, 2 snaps in the top 40 cards. Okay. I mean, there's definitely one way that they can win this game. Try this Wildling. It's probably gonna get countered. Oh, okay. So we go to 9. It's another body. We need to stabilize the board before we go try and do things. We also have the Ranger. I wonder, actually, I didn't think about it. I could have probably used the Ranger last turn to untap the Ent and not have the food token. Not crack the food token, but I mean, it's kind of a risky proposition. We are short. We are low on mana. That's our issue this game. We're just not finding the mana dorks. We only found one. Yep, they loot. Yep, they draw. Right. Yep, they have another one. Snap. Wow. Okay. They just find everything. I guess they're looting a bunch. So 1, 2, 4, 6, 7, 9. 1, 2, 4, 6, 7, 9, 10. So we are untapping this. We can block, yeah. We can block this, this. We take 4. They have the shrinkage, yeah. That's okay. I don't care. Yep. Take 4. Spy. Well, we don't have. So we need to cast a Dread Return here. We need to cast a Dread Return here on this Ent, which I assume is gonna get countered. I guess I could have bounced one of my lands first, because if they have Spell Pierce, well, we can untap and pay. Spell Stutter Sprite, the one and only. Do we have? No, we don't have 4 mana, unfortunately. We can still bring it back. Untap, draw this. Oh, we already played the land. Okay. Go to 8. Yeah, I'm one short. 2 dreads, 2 dread returns. Which of course we drew both of, because that's how this deck goes sometimes. So wait, 1, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We can block 3. Yeah, we're not dead yet. We can still deny them the card draw. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. And we can actually block a 4th creature because we can untap the Quirion Ranger. They're starting to run out of gas. I assume that they gotta have another counter in hand. Snap? Sure. Loot. Discards Island. Attack with everything, right? I suppose. Yep. So we are gonna untap this creature, bounce this, and then how many? So this is a fairy, rogue, fairy, rogue. 2, 3, 4, 4. So if we kill 2, well, but they're all flying, right? Like all the fairies are flying. This is 1, no, because we block, we can block 4, right? Like, so we block 1, 2, I guess there's a bunch of flyers, but no. So the flying stuff is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 come through, but we can crack the food. Wanna kill the ninja. Wanna block this. Well, actually, I wanna kill this. Wanna block here. And then here, and this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But we can Saruli and land for the food token, so we can untap. We can tap the ranger. Yes. Whew. These turns, man. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So if they have another fairy, we're dead, right? Like we can't do anything else. But so let's make them have it. Because I mean, we could dread return. Even if we dread return something, now the ranger is gone. I guess we could have. I don't know. Well, nothing else could have died. Yeah. I don't think we had favorable blocks anywhere. I guess we could have let that through. Yeah, that was the mistake. Could have let that through because then we had another mana. But okay, we are gonna spy, and I assume we are gonna die. Yep. Yep. GG's. Okay, so against them, Fume Spitter, Mesmeric Fiend, the Vandal. Yeah, it was cute, but I don't think it does enough. What else? Maybe like a Caretaker. Caretaker, we can put in a swamp instead of a forest. The issue is if they, I don't know if fairies. So the issue is then how do I win afterwards? Because I sack my entire board, bring back the giant. Well, I sack my entire board. Spy comes into play, and then I have 1 creature, and I cannot dread return again. So oh, I guess, well, either way, they had the counterspell, right? So, yeah, you're probably right. I could have maybe taken the mana, sacked the 3 creatures to dread return, but I don't know if I had the spy in the graveyard. I'll have to rewatch. Maybe, yeah, maybe. I mean, yeah, exactly. We had both dread returns in hand. That is a problem. um, what else? Maybe a Vine. Like I'm worried about siding Vandals out because if they do side in Relic or anything like that, let me check their actual list. They have Envelop, they have Relic, yeah. So Fiend is fine. We are gonna need some Vandals. I think maybe one Elf. I'm worried. Yeah, I'm worried the black mana. Maybe one Vine, Vandal. Maybe one less Fiend. Like I don't think we want to go full discard plan. Also, they have Snap, right? Like I want these to be the kind of play where Fiend and then we Spy and we win. I think that makes more sense. Yeah. No, that's fair. And like I'm quite new to this deck specifically, so it also helps me to think about. I have terrible memory in general, so when I'm like concentrated on playing, then I forget like what I had in my graveyard and all of that. So it's also good to call these out because then I can review what happened. Yeah, this is not a keep. Okay, this is decent. It's definitely between the Winding Way and the Stampede. I want to say the Stampede just because it's more mana. And then maybe the Spitter because I like having the mana into Winding Way. We have more Spitters, and then the Land Grant is gonna shuffle our deck. So yeah, so let's do this. It's a little awkward because we wanna play a forest turn one. Also, I gotta remember I have two swamps in the deck instead of just one. Yeah, I don't know. I think this matchup is definitely favors the. So I think on paper, equal levels of experience. I would like to think that we are favorite just because we can create so much mana. Their creatures are small, right? But I think against an experienced player, it can be harder. Like there are other matchups where even if you're not experienced, you can kind of figure it out. Yeah, so we go wall into elves, and then during their turn we can cycle the ant and then try to winding way. And if they ninja us, great, because that means they're not disrupting that plan, and we fill our hand. They're not attacking. Okay. We are gonna cycle this. Again, I gotta remember that the fourth land is a swamp and not a forest. Spitter's good. Spitter is great actually because it denies them. So we're gonna play the Spitter. If they don't counter it, we kill the Fairy. And if they do counter it, we can Winding Way. Yep. Kill that and then we can swing. If they tap out, we can Winding Way. This way we deny them the ninja shenanigans and all that. Sure. So they aggressively want to ninja, I assume. No. They're just holding back because they want to block this 1/1. Okay. Now that we have all of our lands, I feel like we can swing. If they have the shrinking guy to block and whatever, that's fine. Okay. I don't think I want to play this land. I don't want to give him the info. Also, it doesn't do anything for us right now. But this Winding Way is too important to have it countered, so we're going to hold on to it. We're going to see what they do. Like, again, they're not putting us into insane amounts of pressure or anything. Yep. Another? No. We're just going to keep hitting with this elf. Because, like, it's almost free damage. But we do need something better. Ranger, not that great. But We keep attacking. We are seeing a ninja here for sure. Yeah, they're a pretty good player. I have to give it to them. Right, yeah. I guess the good news is we have this wall of roots that can block the ninja starting next turn. Could use a fiend. Sagu Wildling. Okay. We can cast the Wildling, and if they counter it, we can Winding Way. And if they snap it, we still get 3 life back. I guess the problem with this plan is it shrinks our wall of roots, and so then if we block the ninja, we're gonna lose the wall. Okay. But we can wait. Yep. Drawing. No attacks, that's good. More elves. We are gonna attack with this thing. Because we can always untap it with the ranger during their turn. And again, if they try to do some shenanigans or whatever, we have follow-up plays. Spellstarter Sprite, sure. Pretty aggressive Spellstarter Sprite if I say so myself. Of course, another draw spell. Yeah, like the format is not as expensive, so there's ways to mitigate the cost. I would say so. Yes, every deck has those like 2 or 3 key cards that are more expensive than you would expect a common to cost. But you can use like rental services. So like for Pauper, you can probably get away. Like I use, so this is totally not affiliated. So this is just my personal opinion. You can use like a mana trader, card. What's the other one? Card traders. I don't remember, but like there's like loan services where you can pay. I pay something like $15 a month, and you get like 150, 160 um, tickets worth of cards to try, which is usually a good amount of cards for you to put together. Yeah, card hoarder. Yeah. Nah. Yeah. I mean, like it is a competitive format, at least on MTGO, right? Um. So decks do cost some, but you're talking about 150, 180 tickets, and then beyond that, I mean, yes, cards cost money, right? If you wanna be competitive, at least like you gotta put in some money, but it's a pretty slow rotating format, so there's decks that they evolve, but they're always kind of at the top, and Pauper is a like metagaming heavy type format where like you have the known decks, and then one week, mono red is winning, so then the next week people are playing life gain. Um, you know what I mean? Like it kind of goes in cycles, so you can still have your own deck and um, Sorry, I'm just trying to focus on the game here. You can kind of have your own deck, and yeah. The other thing is once you have, so one thing that I was doing is once you have the the rental account, like for example, if you have like I have one legacy deck that I don't play that much, but for a while I was playing modern. I was playing like Eldrazi modern type decks. And I had the full deck. And then what I did was, since I have this rental account, I sold the labyrinths, I sold the Kozilek commands because I can always rent those back, right? Like and complete the deck if I want to run it into a league. So it's kind of like you can allow yourself to not buy all the cards, right? Uh, yeah. So there's like ways around it. You know what I mean? Okay, what are we doing here? So we're at 17. They have 5 cards in hand. 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, like I'm not paying attention. So I also wanted to kill the Spellstar Sprite, and that didn't happen. We're also low on time. I don't think we're going anywhere with this. But let's kill this ninja. I assume they have another ninja that's gonna bounce a Spellstar Sprite, and yeah. No, don't worry. Like I'm also not used to it, so it's good experience for me. But yeah, like also I don't think we're coming back from this game anytime soon. Definitely like going white strategies are an issue. Okay, we can double fiend, but that doesn't really like move us forward. We can try to resolve this troll and get it countered miserably. Okay, snap. I mean like that's they. I love these games where you're trying to figure out what to do and like how to structure that they just have like 3 of 1 mind, they draw 6 cards. Yeah, sure. Next turn, if we lock out, we could, if we rip a spy, we could like fiend into spy, but again, I don't know how they have so many. Like, I haven't been paying attention, but like how do they have still 6 cards in hand? What are we blocking? We're blocking this. Yeah, don't worry. Like again, this is not a game that I think we are in any shape. So see, okay, all right, let's spy. What do you got? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, they're gonna counter this. Yep, and we can concede. Okay, GG's. Yeah, our draws were not that good. We mulligan, was one of those. Okay, let's play the last match. Let's see if we go to 4-1. Yeah, yeah. So I picked up Eldrazi when like Ramp was kind of like the hot new deck with like the Stone Rings in the side for the mirror. That was like the last, not the last RC, but like was an RC season, let's say. Not that I participate in RCQs or anything like that. It's just for playing, right? Like for leagues and stuff. And then I also played Eldrazi Tron for a little bit, just kind of like those kind of decks. And then right before the last bans, I decided I wanted to learn Amulet Titan. So that's been fun. Like I played maybe like 1 week of Amulet Titan with all of the Lotus Field lines, learning all of those. It got banned, and like Titan is definitely one of those decks where I can feel the value of just sticking with it, no matter what the metagame looks like. Yeah, we don't have lands in this one, so we're gonna mulligan. Okay, yeah, this is a pedal into land into Caretaker, and then next turn we can land again into something else. We are gonna keep. I guess the Vandal is the least exciting, and it's gonna get shuffled back anyway. We are on the play, so we are going to sacrifice this. And I mentioned this before, but like I'm a combo player at heart. The issue is like with combo decks, there's always such a learning curve. ahead of time. So in Legacy, I've always played the Epic Storm. That's like my deck. You know what I mean? Um, I played it in some like local events and that kind of thing. Um, so here we discard the Ent to get a forest, and then we play this for the swamp. And so I'm a combo player at heart, but at the same time I realize like I don't want to spend 10 tickets and then just get blown out of the water by everybody who like knows the matchups better than me. So on this channel we've been playing Affinity, Grixis Affinity, which is just kind of like a nice, straightforward, um, you know, mid-rangey deck with like lots of powerful plays, right? Like interesting spots. You always have interaction. Like I think that's the kind of decks you wanna be playing when you're learning a format. And now, Spy, I played it in the casual rooms a little bit, um, just to get a feel for it and watch some VODs and all that. Here we're gonna Gatecreeper Vine and then we're gonna win next turn. They tap out for like a gutter snipe or something like that. I guess they could waste our creatures, but we would still have 3 creatures in play. So against mono red, you gotta be careful to make sure that they can't kill your creatures in response and then leave you with two two critters in play with nothing in your deck. Like that's the wild thing about this deck is like when you resolve the spy, you're gonna lose next turn, so you need to win. So you gotta be really sure that that you can go through some hate. Abandon attachments. Is this what's his face? Yeah, fiery temper. They're gonna kill the caretaker. They're gonna hit me. Okay, excellent. That's what I like to see. So we're gonna win game one. We are gonna win game one because we can even cycle this Ent. No, let's cycle this Ent. I like 3, 4. Yeah, I want to make sure I'm counting right. Wait, what? Oh, we milled that? Okay. I guess that was close. I totally did not see that we had milled the forest. But it's okay. 3 creatures, right? Like they can't bolt us. They can't do anything. No, no lava darts that can kill our 1/1s. Phew. See, like I need to pay attention to this kind of stuff because one of these days it's gonna bite me in the ass. Luckily we were good to go. Surely you don't have Faerie Macabre main deck, right? Okay, good. All right, nice and easy game one. Well, nice. Easy was not so much. So against mono red, I don't think. I mean, Vandals are okay. Fiends not that good. What do I want to take out? We don't need any of this stuff. Fume Spitter. All of their important creatures are X3, X2s. So definitely the healer. I guess Vandal blocks. It's a good blocker for like their X1s, X2s. Yeah, maybe. Like the fiend can buy you some time sometimes, but like I'm not too worried against their deck. Let me check. I want to see what kind of sideboards these decks can have. Well, I was looking at Alessandro Piraccini's list, which is like he's doing his own thing the entire time. Yeah, 2 relics, Searing Blaze. So definitely some artifact hate. That's really the only thing. I mean, Faerie Macabre, but that really only slows them down, doesn't really make us win. And I think against them, if we survive long enough, we can just cast our big creatures and like mono red is scary because they can deal you like 15 damage in one turn with 3 spells. It's wild. It is wild. Another mulligan hand. Double dread return. Like I'm gonna have to calculate the odds of this happening repeatedly. This is not a playable hand either. They also mulligan to 6. We mulligan to 5. Okay. What the hell is this? Oh, this is such a terrible hand, but I don't think we're casting this Dread Return anytime soon. I guess I'd rather have the Dread Return than the Giant in my hand. I don't expect this Caretaker to live that long. Yeah, okay, sure. See? I don't expect this Caretaker to last that long, but we have ways to find more lands. Hopefully we draw them. Maybe that's an argument to have Haunting Misery in our deck. I guess this matchup. Awesome. I don't know how we win now. Or at least we're gonna need to survive a huge amount of turns for this to make sense. Yeah. Yeah, the classic combo draws. You should go back and watch my VODs with Affinity. But we always get some terrible draws even with the non-combo decks. Yeah. I mean, should I have gone to 4? Maybe. But like, what does that do for me? You thinking about attacking with this? He probably would have if he has a. Wouldn't he bolt this already? Like, what does he have? A double? You want to lava dart this twice? I mean, I'd rather take the 1 damage, I suppose. That's the life of the combo player, right? Like, if you want to play a broken combo deck, you gotta roll with the punches when the deck does not cooperate. Yeah. Let's just keep playing. Let's see if they play something else that we're not aware of. They don't have anything plotted, right? It's okay. We have game 3. What are you gonna do? We made a decision. We stuck with it. Even if we draw land now, I don't think we're gonna have enough time to. Yeah, like if they find a Fire Blast here, we're toast, which is not a big ask of this deck. So do it, do it. I know you have it, because you always have it. Or Bolt. Yeah. Yep. Well, at least we didn't show them anything. Essentially, they didn't see anything. I mean, Spitter against like against this kind of deck, like even if I'm killing one of their sneaky snackers or a Epicure, like what am I doing with that, right? I would rather use this against elves and against like creature-based decks where if you killed one of their creatures, they're way behind. Everything else here doesn't really do much. No. Guess we could have gone to 4 is really the only. I mean, it's a bit of a results-oriented thinking, but okay, double land grant into a cycler. We have the dread return. We have walls. Yeah. This is good. We go caretaker and then land grant again. Cool. The next turn. Sure. If we develop our mana, we can start casting these things. Yeah. Yeah, sure. Let's go Wall of Roots into Caretaker. I'm thinking we're on the big dumb beaters plan. Next turn we can lead. 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we're gonna lead. We're gonna lead next turn. Maybe we find a Vandal, even though we couldn't really. Yeah. Lotleth Giant, of course. And then I'm thinking we can cycle this troll. We could force them to use the relic. Yeah, we could force them to. I guess I should have. Then I should have cycled the Ent. So okay, so we can cycle the Ent. Yeah, Sneaky Snacker in my turn does not work the way you think it does. Land Grant goes away. So we can force them to use the relic. We bring back an Ent. This turn we can use the Wall of Roots. Yeah. And then from there the world is our oyster because we also will have. Let me check. The swamp is still in the. Yes. Okay. The world is our oyster because we're getting rid of all the lands. The deck. So we hopefully we just draw business. Another Ent. We could just hardcast this Ent. And tell them nice relic you got there. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We could even cast this giant. Play the swamp. I'm thinking. So they're not doing anything. They haven't nothing plotted, so they're clearly stuck on lands. I really want to pressure them this turn. So we are gonna cast this Ent from hand. Like I want this to resolve. And then also we have 2 mana to gain 3. Then if at any point they tap out to play like a gutter snipe or whatever, sure, bolt me. That's fine. That's the food. Bolt me again? Sure. I'm thinking I'm gonna use this right now then. Can we undo? Yes, okay. In their upkeep, we're gonna do this. Yes. Yes. Attack here. Also, we have the Ranger to untap if they're not blocking because. Okay. Now, we're gonna try and Dread Return this thing. They're gonna crack the relic. That's fine. Yep. Holding the land. I don't care. We have so much stuff in hand. That way they crack the relic. They also get rid of the snacker in their yard. Yes, which I like. That's fine. And then we play this Ranger. Yeah. I mean, they can go nuts on us because we really need is a spy off the top, or like Lead the Stampede, etc., etc. Winding Way. Another, okay. Plotting is good. Like if they're not playing more creatures, this is great for us because we can keep pressuring them. Could really use it like a healer of the Glade as well. Spy? Ah, okay. We can also play this giant just and threaten lethal next turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 even. Did we play? We didn't play the land. Okay, so we can tap this, bring this back. Play the Ranger. Now, well, they need to start blocking even if they sure gutter snipe, yes. So that's what, like 3, and then if they discard a Fiery Madness is another 6, 9, so we go to 8. Yep. We go to 8. We really need a good draw here. Even like a Dragon Sagu Wild. Well, I guess if they have double Fire Blast, they have a lot of cards in hand. Yeah. I mean, I guess we had nothing against that. Yeah, GG's. Oh well. Yeah, kind of crappy draws towards the end. 5 a.m. No, here it's noon. It's 12, almost 1 o'clock, 1 p.m. Yeah, I mean that's what the deck does, and we really had no counterplay to that. I'm gonna have to review the game, but it happens. Yeah, that's what they do. But anyway, so this was the league run. I actually managed to play all 5 games in one broadcast, so happy about that. I think overall the deck was fine. We definitely lost to ourselves more than the opponent, right? Yeah, yeah, no, this is a cool deck. Like, I think it's not as popular now because everyone is packing like the big decks. Like if you play it in a tournament, anybody who's relatively experienced with the format is gonna have main deck hate. Like even the Affinity list that I was playing before, you have 2 spell bombs in the main to start, and then you have more. I guess you don't have more in the side, but so but still, like you saw, there were games where we won through that. I guess against Mono Red it could be a good idea to have the Haunting Misery. I don't know if that would have helped us. But yeah, I think overall, yeah, performed better than I thought. I guess last time that I played this again, I uh I just got blown out. Probably also paid the inexperience with the deck of sequencing and sideboarding, the usual stuff when you're playing a new deck that you're not familiar with. But I like it. Like if you don't respect this deck, it's just gonna steamroll you. So now that also means what's the level of play that you're gonna be facing, right? Because this league is kind of a mixed bunch. But and then of course you have decks where they have an amazing draw. Like I think mono red is relatively favored for us, but we need to have that explosive start. So maybe that's another thing to work on to have that explosive mana development play, and then I guess hope to draw well. We mulliganed and had some bad draws, so whatever. Like I never felt like, oh my god, this deck, I hate it. But so I would definitely play it again. And yeah, so with that, um, thank you for sticking around. Hope you enjoyed the content. Hope you are interested in Pauper. Definitely look into the rent. Yeah, yeah. It's Fog and Prismatic Strands. So Mono White plays Prismatic Strands in the main. So that negates the giant. because it deals damage. So they just go, yeah, yeah, yeah. So yeah, the fun part is you need Flaring Paint, but you also need this Jack-o'-lantern for the red mana. So you need to mill both to be able to cast this Flaring Paint. And also, of course, if they have two Prismatic Strands, then this doesn't do anything. So yeah, but we were never in that spot. I'm happy we won with Misery one game. That was definitely one of my achievements that I was looking forward to.